to 60 minutes or so. We have a lot to cover, a lot of exciting updates for our special interest group today. So here's the agenda. So Dr. Bista will provide chair updates. Dr. Ravi will share about the upcoming SIG election, as well as provide a conference program report. Then our awards committee will do an awards report, followed by a research and publication update by myself, Dr. Bista, and Elsbeth Wright, who joins us today from Routledge Publishing. And then we'll provide a newsletter and membership updates as well, updates on our webinar series, finance and budget, and other matters as well. And we'll close out with an opportunity for people to engage, just like we would in a face-to-face meeting, a chance for people to chat with one another before we leave. So I'm going to turn it over now to Dr. Bista for some chair updates.
Thank you, Dr. Glass. I appreciate the opportunity and the teamwork. Again, welcome all of you. This is a great opportunity for us. Yes, we have a lot of changes, a lot of information this time of the year to share with you. So we had a wonderful opportunity to work over a year. So regarding my updates, I have very few information. The first thing I'd like to tell you that the SIG started 2 years ago. It was a wonderful opportunity to work with many of like-minded in the Journal of International Students, several book projects, and we had our first formal business meeting down in Mexico City in 2018, and that's where we started our SIG. It was an amazing moment to have many colleagues who were interested to support our programs. What also we have is, and then in the last year and now, we were so fortunate, last year was also very productive year for us, had several sessions, panels in our annual CIES meeting in San Francisco, California. And this year also we received an amazing number of nearly 100 submissions for our special interest group, and we selected a great number of these presentation proposals for our regular session, and then the other panels, book launch. Unfortunately, because of this virus, we were postponed our regular meeting, and we do have virtual CIES meeting, and thank you for your participation contribution. Then also I like to take a moment to thank many of my colleagues who had done a wonderful job, Dr. Rosalind Ravi and Dr. Chris Glass, as a SIG program, conference program co-chairs, and finalizing those submission entries for our presentation. So thank you, Dr. Ravi and Dr. Glass. Also, I recognize the outstanding colleague in the field. That includes our advisory board members, the expert in the field who have been always guiding us and keeping us the path forward. Also, we appreciate many of the colleagues who have submitted their manuscript for the presentation. Also, this is the moment to recognize 28 submissions that we received for different awards. And then in a few minutes, you will hear from Dr. Chen and Dr. Ellen regarding our best nominees for different awards, including best book project, best books, best article, best dissertation, and then campus internationalization, or their early career or lifelong commitment to the field. So we appreciate our search committee chairs for these awards. Also, we did have a very extraordinary year that we collaborated with other organizations, including Star Scholars Association Network, and several journals, including the flagship journal of higher education SIG of the CIES. So again, many thanks to Dr. Glass for the coordination, networking of that. Emily and Janet, two of our colleagues, ran several webinars for the last 2-3 years on a wide range of topics on international education and mentoring. So again, we appreciate that. We were also fortunate to secure a book series. So in a few minutes, you will hear from editor rights from Taylor and Francis and some update about the book. So we appreciate that, thing. Then the other very proud moment was our membership. We, being a very young special interest group, we have now 91 registered paid member as of the today. This is one of the growing special interest group within Comparative and International Education Society. So we are very fortunate to have many colleagues who are interested to join the leadership team as well as to support us in the program. So thank you, Dr. Glass. So back to you.
All right, Dr. Ravi will now provide updates on the upcoming SIG election.
Dr. Glass, can we move to the next slide?
Oh, yes, sure.
Or maybe briefly we can touch into the history or some of these things. Maybe taking, that's the picture from our, this is our historical pictures, the first CIES meeting, CIES SIG meeting from Mexico City. And you can see on the pictures, many of our colleagues, and thank you so much for being a part of that. And these are the names, our advisory boards for our first term. And I had an opportunity to speak with Simon Marginson and Jenny Lee, and they are listening to us. And thank you. And thank you to Ratna Gas, our former CIES president, and many other colleagues on the panels. One of the cool feature of our advisory board member is, that includes both researcher and practitioner. We have Ravi and David DiMaria, senior vice president of international affairs from, two research universities, and also, and professors, researchers. So this is a wonderful opportunity for many of our colleagues and myself, to be in the field from the practitioner as well as the researcher's point of view. And this is also a opportunity moment for many of our new members to be, in touch with these excellent expert in the field. And here on the screen, you see our current, SIG board members, and Dr. Ravi, in a few minutes, we'll be talking about the election, because, this is now another, cycle of having a new members. This is a rotation. That's how we move forward in any organization. Yes, that was the update I shared. Now, Dr. Ravi, I believe. Dr. Glass, back to you, and Dr. Ravi.
Okay, good morning, everybody, or good evening for those of you who are up late at night. This is going to reschedule. Now their term has expired, and so now we need to start to rethink the future. So what we're going to ask is for everybody to consider being part of the leadership stream. We need 3 people. We need somebody who's going to serve as the senior leader, who will serve for 2 years, but then advise for the 3rd, a junior co-chair leader, and this person will kind of apprentice in year 1, lead in year 2, and then support in year 3. And then the chair-elect, who's going to be waiting in the wings to come in year 2, so that we could continue having leadership possibilities. The terms are for 2 years, so elections we think are supposed to be in April. Although we haven't been able to confirm that yet. So I would say anybody who's interested, send me an email, or you could send me a private message right now, to think in terms of being part of this. Now, let me tell you why you want to do this. Pretty much SIGs are great for your recognition in the SIG. as well as at CIES in general. So I highly encourage everybody to think, become active, and become leaders. Thank you.
Do you want to share anything about groups and connections, or are you ready to go to the awards?
In the previous slide, there is a link where they can send the nomination. This is online, and colleagues who are joining us this morning, this afternoon, evening will be receive a copy of slide or the link, so you can take a moment, to look into the different openings and things. Sure. And then yes, this is our latest updates on the members. So if you go to the homepage of CIES.us, you can join as a new member, or and then you can select the special interest group of your interest. You can select more than one, definitely. And we also have a LinkedIn page. On the LinkedIn page, LinkedIn or social media, we have 247 members so far age. And there is a $10 membership fee for our special interest group within CIES. So we are very excited to have a 91 registered member.
Okay. Now I'll turn it over to Dr. Chan for the awards committee.
Excellent. Well, first off, I want to say thank you to everyone who served on our awards committee, in particular reviewing award applications for various best article, best book, best dissertation, etc. As you could see from the PowerPoint slide, we had about 22 reviewers this academic year. And in total, we had 28 submissions that we received it for various type of awards within our special interest group. Dr. Ryan Allen and myself had an honor to serve in this particular position the past 2 years, and we're always looking for more reviewers and those who are interested in giving their time and talent to facilitate the award dissemination within our SIG for the next upcoming year. But in total, we have 28 submissions, and we want to thank everyone who submitted awards for the various categories within our SIG. It was a very difficult selection process, but we were very fortunate to have very high quality work that was submitted within our SIG, and we want to recognize all of the reviewers that are all listed in this PowerPoint slide. So thank you so much for taking the time to review our awards application, and I know a lot of our reviewers are on this call currently, as well as our award recipients. So if you're looking for ways to get engaged with our SIG, definitely contact me or Dr. Allen to get involved in the awards committee. I'm going to run briefly with all the award recipients who were selected for the 2020 award within our SIG group. So for our Best Article Award, we first want to recognize and congratulate Dr. Yao and her colleagues, Dr. Mwangi, as well as Victoria Brown, for winning the Best Article Award. Their title of the article is called Exploring the Intersection of Transnationalism and Critical Race Theory, a critical race analysis of international student experiences in the United States. And they are currently on the call right now, so feel free to type your congratulations on the chat or send them an email after the SIG. We congratulate them for their excellent work that they did for this article. And the two honorable mention that we want to recognize is Dr. Soo Jeng Kim and Dr. Christoph Moll. They were second place and third place for our best article, and their excellent work that advances the field of international and comparative education. So I highly recommend that if you have the chance to review the article and and if you have any questions, definitely let them know. But we want to congratulate Dr. Kim as well as Dr. Christoph Moll for winning as honorable mention for the 2020 Best Article Award. Next, we had our Best Book Award. We want to congratulate Dr. Sarah Asada for winning the 2020 Best Book Award, Best Book Award. And her title of her book is called 50 Years of U.S. Study Abroad Students, Japan as a Gateway to Asia and Beyond. And her book is a fascinating piece looking at the historical and cultural context of student mobility. And it's a very excellent piece that we really enjoyed reviewing and analyzing her book. Our two honorable mention is Dr. Rosalind Rabi, as well as Dr. Greg Malvarex. Their title is Study Abroad Opportunities for Community College Students and Strategies for Global Learning. And our third place winner is the Routledge Handbook of Study Abroad Research and Practice by Dr. Christina Sanz and Dr. Alfonso Morales. And once again, all of these participants are on the call currently, so feel free to congratulate them on our chat or after the meeting via email. So congratulations to our 2020 Best Book Award recipients. Following, we have the Best Dissertation Award. Congratulations to Dr. Lauren Collins from the University of Denver. Her title is Letting the Village by the Teacher, a critical ethnographic case study of community-based learning in Northern Thailand. And it's a very fascinating piece, and we want to congratulate her for writing a very spectacular dissertation for the SIG. Our two honorable mention are Dr. Sarifa Sahui, as well as Dr. Jennifer Marcy. These are two excellent dissertation pieces, so congratulations. They are also on our Zoom right now, so feel free to congratulate them on the chat feature. And finally, we want to recognize our other categories. In particular, we want to recognize our Early Career and Practitioner Award, Dr. Masha Krisimanovic from the University of Central Florida. She is currently working in the Study Abroad office at that institution, and we want to recognize her for recently completing her doctoral work and advancing the field of study abroad as a early career practitioner. Our Outstanding Faculty for Internationalization Award goes to Dr. Matthew Thomas from the University of Sydney. Congratulations to Dr. Thomas and his colleagues for advancing internationalization strategy within the institution as a faculty member. And finally, our 2020 Campus Internationalization Award goes to Dr. Gregory Malavex from Montgomery College. So congratulations to all of our award recipients. As I've mentioned earlier, we are looking for ways to get more involved, and we encourage all of our applicants as well as members to apply and submit for these award categories next year. We will have similar categories next year, so if you're interested in submitting for best article or best book or best dissertation, we encourage and we highly recommend anyone to submit for these awards within our special interest group. And all of our recipients will receive the certificates and awards by email, since obviously we're virtually, so we can't give them to you in person, but we will give the certificates and awards and send it to you by email this month. So congratulations, everyone. Dr. Allen, do you want to add anything else to the award recipients?
Sure. I'll just say thanks, Roy. I think I just want to connect back to what Krishna was talking about with sort of service, and what Dr. Ravi was talking about with service. And, I think when Roy and I got recruited, we were just doc students ourselves, not really understanding how a SIG, or I didn't understand how the SIGs really worked, how they ran, all the things that went behind all of the stuff that we see and that we love, and that now is online, which is amazing at CIES and the SIG. And I just think like once you actually see how it works, it just gives you so much respect for all the people that are running the things and making the decisions. And I appreciate the opportunity of sort of getting recruited into a role and seeing how it works. So if you're a doc student out there, don't don't think that you can't do this or shouldn't, or if you can find, even a small role. It's even other types of students, anybody, and so I appreciate this opportunity and working with everybody on the board and all the reviewers. We did stuff last minute at points, and we could improve in the future, and hopefully whoever is my counterpart in the future, I can pass on some knowledge and make it make this even better in following years. And Roy, my partner, he's been great in taking up the slack if I'm slacking. So thanks for everybody, and really great. It was a pleasure to go through and see all the awards, and to read the dissertations, and to read the articles and books, and then to see the practitioners to be included in this. That's something that I really hope we can continue to push, and to make sure this isn't just for faculty members. I really want to see us continuing the push to bridge the divide that too often happens, I think, in the field. So thanks.
Thanks, Dr. Allen. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the work that you did with our SIG, and I echo what he said. I mean, I was a doc student as well during my time, so so if there's any doc students listening, I encourage you to get involved within our SIG, our special interest group.
Thank you, Dr. Chan and Dr. Allen. Next up on our agenda is the research and publication updates, and we're joined by Elspeth Wright, who comes with us from Routledge. But before we do that, we do have a surprise that was unexpected in our agenda, and we kept it as a surprise. As you probably know, this is the 10th anniversary of the Journal of International Students, and we have with us today the founder of the Journal of International Students, Dr. Krishna Bista, who also was an important founder of our SIG. And what we did as a surprise as a SIG is, if you can see this book in front of me, this is almost the length of a dissertation. It's about 150 pages long. But this is special notes from all of you and leaders, scholars, and international educators in the field that are thanking Dr. Bisna for his important contribution to the field. And different words that have you describe him as passionate, as positive, as supportive, and as dedicated. He was the founder of the Journal of International Students, and many of you wrote some wonderful things, and we're excited to share this book with him. But also in this time where international education is facing challenges with the virus as well, it's a good time to remember what our values are about. And we've actually prepared a very short video to honor Dr. Bista and to recognize his contribution. The person talking in the video is his original faculty member in Nepal, Sam Sharma, who also became a faculty member here in the US. And so I wanted to share the video with us. It's about 5 minutes long, but it is a way to celebrate the founder of the Journal of International Students and our SIG as well. So please enjoy this video while I work on getting my Zoom ready. Okay.
Among the stories of international students that will blow people's minds, this is a story of a student who is basically crazy passionate to learn. And beginning and end of the story that takes them everywhere to learn. This is not a middle class story. This is not a elite story. This is not the money story of international education as a business. This is international education as this little boy from out of nowhere that gets somewhere story. When Krishna was in my class, he literally came from the countryside to the city. He's this small guy, youngest than other people, looking quiet. But he talked to me once or twice in this class of 150 some students. And I noticed instantly the humility and intellect that is combined. And then about a year later, I came to the US to pursue my own PhD, Krishna stayed in touch a little bit. Social media was not very available. I don't remember the exact number of emails. But Krishna had also became popular because he got the what they call the Queen's Medal for being the top in that particular college. And that gave him a little bit of fame and was known in the past. He came to the US. He went to a very small university called Troy University. There is a little blog post for a project that I started a few years ago called translatingsuccess.org. And so he shared a blog post there in which he described being taken to the writing center by a professor. It must have been insulting for a lot of people, but he took it very positively instead. And he thought, whoa, there's support. Interesting. I could use it. And so he turned it into an opportunity, a resource for himself. But then he started wondering, what if their support and the international students don't know it? What if their support and the international students are not oriented into the support in a positive way? So the basic question goes back to his own being an accomplished scholar in another country, and when he comes here, suddenly realizing that he has been locked into a writing center, which may not have been what he needed in retrospect, but it was something rather than nothing. He wanted to look at big pictures, he wanted to humanize, he wanted to make the support more meaningful. And then I think the next natural question was, how do we find out support? Then suddenly started working on these ambitious projects that at the time, I was the first person to talk to him about the Journal of International Students. And at the time, I thought, wow, that's cool, right? That's pretty interesting. But it grew like some kind of invasive species very, very fast. And then because he had this ambition, with humility, ambition with a desire to help others, people paid attention, people responded to him. Because it doesn't seem to be doing these ambitious things, aspirational things for his own benefit. This is not unusual on international students. This is someone really, really extraordinary. And it does not look extraordinary is the thing that describes him about it. It does not sound extraordinary, it doesn't look or give you that impression at all. That's a very different kind of scholar. I can literally theorize a new model of scholarship, not whereby a scholar is not only a single individual who produces scholarship, makes an intellectual impact in the world, is understood as a celebrity, whatever, but a scholar who is part of a network, a scholar who makes a ripple effect, a scholar who is a catalyst. Instead of a celebrity scholar, a catalyst scholar is what I think it should be the model in a network world. It should be the model in a world that does not want hierarchy and hegemony. A lot of people have this kind of story. But Krishna has one that is even more inspiring than that, because there's no infrastructure behind it. There's no economy behind it. There's no politics behind it. It's just a character. There's just a path. And the plot, right?
All right, so congratulations, Dr. Krishna Bista.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored and humble. I think this is the one thing that you earned before you die. It's really nice to work with, about 15,000 plus colleagues around the globe. And even this hour, we have covered all time zones, all 57 colleagues who are watching us, listening us this moment. Thank you. I'm truly humble and feel proud this moment as an outgoing chair of this special interest group. This is probably the best gift ever in my life received. Thank you, Dr. Glass. I didn't know that this is a secret thing you guys were doing. This is probably the best thing. Never thought, never realized. Thank you. Thank you. Truly humble. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vista, and thank you for all the contributions.
I also take this moment to let know many of our colleagues who did not have a formal occasions to know that now Dr. Glass has taken the next flight that I was carrying on for last decade, for the last 10 years. Now Dr. Glass is the editor-in-chief of the Journal of International Student. He is this person to take the sole responsibility for another decade, and I appreciate Dr. Glass for taking that big role, and really appreciate your the commitment and the collegiality and friendship that we developed over the years. Thank you, Dr. Glass. I'm really enjoyed working with you, and congratulations on your new role.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Vista. And we will send the book in the mail to you. And I'm so happy we kept it a surprise because there's over 300 messages to you in the book. So apparently 300 people can keep a secret, which is really wonderful. And from some really excellent scholars and leaders in the field. And so thank you to everyone today who contributed a special note. And I'm going to then maybe turn it to our guest today, Elspeth Wright from Routledge Publishing. And Dr. Vista to talk about the Global Student Mobility book series. So, Elspeth?
Hi, everyone. So, and Krishna on series for this last, well, about a year. Some of you may have heard of it. It's Global Student Mobility. You can see it on the screen at the moment. We have several volumes already contracted in the series. Probably the first one publishing in about 6 months' time, which is very exciting. And I'm really here today to encourage you all to consider submitting a proposal, to consider perhaps an authored text or acting as an editor for an edited collection. We're very, very open to a variety of topics, really, in terms of, looking at the experiences of students who study abroad, who are involved in internationalization and international study, the faculty, the networks, the institutional policies, specific books that look at the experiences of, particular populations or groups, racial groups, ethnic groups, different genders, things like that. So if you've got any spark of an idea for a book that might fit within this series, do get in touch with me, and I'd be very, very happy to discuss it and kind of outline the next steps with you about how it might work in terms of putting together a proposal or a call for chapters or anything like that. So you're very, very welcome to note down my email address from the presentation and drop me a line. I don't know whether Krishna wants to add any specific information about what he'd like to see coming through in the series.
Sure. I have been receiving a lot of interest emails from many of our colleagues, scholars. Thank you so much. And the post-tenure years, I've been working many friends. We have almost 1 or 2 webinars or virtual meetings with many colleagues. So right now, roughly 11 proposals are about to finalize to hand over to publishers. So it's very, very good to know that many of you have indicated great interest, and I'm also reaching out to some of the experts in the field to join as a co-editor of the book project. Also, we have a couple of monographs, and some of you already, earlier received the Best Dissertation Award. There is also possibility to convert your dissertation into book projects. So please reach out to me or editor Wright regarding the concept and idea of turning dissertation into monograph. That could be one area. And also, we are so fortunate to have a 10 professional journals under the same network, so that the some of the authors that who publish with us in our common journals, in the same journals, then they also can bring new ideas. So if you have ideas beyond global mobility, social mobility, or study abroad, still, we are very happy to help you. For example, Dr. Rajlin Ravi and Dr. Balu had a wonderful manuscript about community college leadership, and it's going through the publisher, which is amazing. So please forward your ideas. And here are the list of the upcoming titles. This covers a wide range of the topics, again, from community college to campus support services, global mobility in the global south, and then employability, and also looking at other regional issues. And recently, Dr. Ray Chen and Ray and Ryan came up with a real cool idea. In a minute, you will see that the effect of COVID-19 in international education. That's also another series that we have. So you will be receiving call for chapters. They are posted on our social medias. We'll be sending you emails as well. In the next slide, you'll see the element of the book proposal, and the Dr. Glass will add if I missed something there as well. So basically, at this moment, what we need is your working title and probably a paragraph about your book chapter, book idea, and we want to expand that. We want to work. Please email us only brief idea, less than 150 words, so that we can start working from there. And we have a template for your proposal for the entire book, or also the template for the individual chapters that we want to follow the guidelines provided by the publisher. Dr. Glass, you want to add anything?
Yeah, the next few slides highlight some of the calls for proposals. And so let me just, I'll spend a minute or so on each one so you have time to jot down the contact information and then follow up. So as Dr. Bista was talking about, the special edition call for chapters related to the COVID is led by Roy Chan and Ryan Allen, with the contact information below. I'm sure they'll be happy to follow up with you regarding that book. International students and community colleges in future directions. The contact person is Gregory Malbeau, and you can see the contact information below. And again, we'll send you these slides at the end, and so you'll have all this information if necessary. And then finally, international student support and engagement, innovative practices for universities. The contact information is there below. Oh, and finally, we had one more I think we haven't mentioned yet from Anita Hayes, constructions of international students in the Middle East, comparative and critical perspectives. You can contact her at that email address. I think that covers most of that. If you aren't sure who to contact, the best contact people are myself and Dr. Bista. We're happy to put you in contact with all the different current book projects. As you saw, we have about 12 going on with different editors, and we can make sure to connect you with the appropriate editor as well. That's it. So Dr. Bista?
Sure, thank you. And these are the, sure, we'll take a minute to recognize our partnering institutions who had been very instrumental to put together all the journals. So on the screen, you see the Journal of Higher Education and Politics, Journal of Comparative and International Education, Global Literacy, based at Michigan State, Journal of Interdisciplinary Perspective in Higher Ed, based at Arkansas State, and then Multidisciplinary Perspective at Stony Brook. And there are other few journals in our network. So really that covers a broader discipline, and feel free to submit your manuscript. Also, we like to see, see colleagues who are willing to serve on our editorial board as a reviewer, copy editor, or even associate editor for this project. So feel free to email us. Definitely, we like to work together with all of you. So in the next slide, you see our contact person for newsletters. We have partner with the Star Scholars Network for the newsletters. This is biannual, and I'd like to recognize Cruz, Miss Natalie Cruz, who has been instrumental to put together the newsletter, which we call Global Connection Newsletter. And also we have two colleagues from our SIG, Special Interest Group. You see their contact information here. Please feel free to submit your entries, any newsletter, any information you have related to books, new chapters, or book project, or any new things, including conference presentation. Please feel free to email us. We like to put together for next newsletter of this year.
We can turn it over now to Janet Gao, who's I believe has joined us as well, to present an update on the webinar series.
Sure, thanks, Chris. So congratulations again, Dr. Bista. And during the past 2 years, we have been arranged monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly webinars on the issues of including but not limited to international education, comparative education, dissertation writing, publication collaboration, mentoring, research and scholarship, study abroad, and global social mobility. And we welcome you to join our special interest group to continue build support base in comparative international field, where emerging scholar researching in similar areas can receive additional learning resources and reflect a new perspective about international research and career path. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then go ahead. Dr. Asada will present about the budget and expenditures for the special interest group.
Okay, thank you. I would like to provide just a brief overview of our budget and finances. Currently, our financial balance is in healthy standing, and I encourage everyone to think about renewing their membership dues for current members, because most of our budget becomes from our membership dues. Also, as a recent SIG, we do have a healthy membership. However, the SIG does provide an important home for scholars and practitioners of study abroad and international students. So I encourage you to invite colleagues to join our SIG. Also, we do accept contributions through donations from institutions. So if your institution is interested, you can get in contact with me or other members of the SIG leadership. All of our financial reports and business agendas also available on the website. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then a final slide update. I believe Dr. Bista will provide these brief updates, and then Dr. Gawley, who's joined us today, has a brief message about the Star Scholars Network. So Dr. Bista first.
Thank you. And I'd like to request the colleagues using the Q&As. If you have a questions, please feel free to type your questions, and then we'll turn on the microphone in a few minutes. So we want to hear. And also we're planning to have a group pictures. So this time for the group pictures, probably we will have all of you bring in on the screen in the last few minutes. Probably we want to experiment that for the group pictures. So please use the Q&As for your questions. So we'll take questions either to us or to Editor Wright or Dr. Glass or me or Dr. Ravi. So here regarding the other updates, we also, one of the goal of this special interest group is to connect the practitioner and the researchers. So we also invited the Director of International Program, Office of International Students as a university associate. So the SIG right now includes 6 Director of International Student Officers who work every day with international students, and they come and they share their latest updates or the changes in the field, including immigration, support services for international students and international faculty member, or the other changes that happen in the study abroad program. We also have the country coordinators. Country coordinator is usually the liaison between the SIG and the other members back home. We have country coordinators from different countries in Asia, Europe. So please, if you have other colleagues, friends, and if there are other countries that we're not able to cover, please recommend your names of the colleagues who want to be the part of the SIG and also lead on as a country coordinator. This time I do have reports, but I will be sending via email some of the reports that many colleagues in those countries have shared the journals as well as the newsletter, and also inspire them to participate in the book project or any virtual webinar sessions that we had last year and a half, and still we are continuing webinars on a wide range of topics. Then we have Erica, who is documenting the story, the all the profiles of the journal, the SIG, and many other activities. Also, we included students, a student from, students who represent these universities, at least one representative from one college or university across the country. So far is, I think we have 15 student representative. They usually come to our regular meeting, including this one. And I guess we have few students listening us this time. So I appreciate the leadership of each of you for this particular special interest group. In the next slide, I guess we have Dr. Gully.
Dr. Gully?
Dr. Gully, your microphone is mute.
Am I audible now?
Hello, welcome, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so good to see so many of colleagues back again. Welcome to the topsy-turvy moment of higher education. But I cannot appreciate enough the response from the scholars and researchers from around the world. And thank you so much for this moment. I feel that our humanity is being tested at this point. Our national borders, state borders, time zones, our patience, and simply the human exceptionalism is put to test, as I saw somewhere in the CIES website. So good thing, if you will, is that no one is questioning the online modality, but the question is how we can make it work, how we can learn to responsibly encounter and fully engage with our scholars and students. So definitely we are reevaluating our policies, practices, pedagogies, and trying to resituate ourselves at this point. I appreciate the CIES leadership, Dr. Raby, Dr. Bista, Dr. Glass, SIG officers, evaluation committee members, and everyone in the CIES SIG. My salute to you. As you are aware, Star Scholars Network is an international forum of scholars and researchers like you. As you can see in the slide, we are inviting more members. At this point, we are reaching out to a multitude of scholars around the world with important updates in higher education and policy. So we are growing. The new thing about this website at this point is the community tab, as you can see at the rightmost top right corner. Dr. Vista, if you can show it. Yeah, that'll be wonderful. So at this point, what you can do is you can create your own profile and be engaged with this international community of research and scholars. We have seen at moments like this how important it is for us to come together and discuss and keep informed and staying safe and keeping our communities safe. So we are providing COVID-19 response also. There will be a global town hall soon. So please engage with us and let's tackle this together. See, these are some of our new members. Every day we're growing and we are adding value. As in a garden, each flower adds to the beauty of the entire garden. Each of your membership is enriching this global community of scholars. So I invite you to join and create your profile so you will be updated on the leading edge things our scholars are contributing through this platform. And I salute you again for what you've been doing, for your courage, for your patience, for your humanity, for your love, and for your care. Thank you, Dr. Bista, for providing this opportunity for me. I will be happy to respond to any questions. I don't want to take too much of your precious time. I was looking forward to seeing all of you in Miami, but Dr. Bista made this available and we could join virtually, which is great.
All right. These are a few books of some of our members as well. You can see many more theater-based people
I
have
think
over
he's
to you.
in the meantime, yeah, maybe
He's
Dr.
back.
Glass,
So
you can elaborate. Dr. Bista, are you hearing?
Yes, I do hear. And also I encourage colleagues to post their question in Q&As. If this is okay, I'd like to respond one question at this time. One of our colleagues is asking about the book proposal, CIES book proposal on education in global perspective series. Unfortunately, this series is the part of the SUNY Press. So CIES has a different book series. You can definitely contact SUNY Press or any of the SIG leadership member or the editor of the book. In our series, we are looking basically two areas: study abroad and international student, or anything on global student mobility. That includes the faculty student experiences in study abroad or internationalization initiatives, any other support services. And remember, our field is growing. Every year we receive more than 150 doctoral dissertation or theses on international students. And also we have been publishing quite a large number of volumes. I would say somewhere 10 to 15 books and roughly 300 articles alone from Journal of International Students. We receive more than 500 manuscripts every year in the Journal of International Students. So this is a growing field, and there are also about 7 or 8 journals that has a component of international student or international education. So our series, book series, particularly focus on study abroad and international student or around the international component. Yeah, so feel free to send your questions using the Q&As. And as Dr. Gali said earlier, this is a critical time. The humanity is on test. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, you must do the things you think you cannot do. So this is the time to go extra mile. And back to you, Dr. Glass.
Dr. Glass, I think I need 15 more seconds. I forgot to mention something, but
okay.
at the convenience.
Sure, of course, yeah. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you, Dr. Glass. Yeah, I meant to announce this. I probably touched it. The Global Town Hall on COVID response in higher education. So we will be speaking with someone from WHO or CDC, but we want the country update. So if you are able to give a 2-minute brief on your country, how it is affecting higher education or what kind of response, what the situation is, to participate in the Global Town Hall, please contact Dr. Bista, Dr. Glass, or myself. We will be doing it within a week. The date to be confirmed soon. Potentially, maybe it could go up to the first week of April, but we're trying to confirm this as soon as possible. So let's remain in touch. The situation is definitely fluid. So if you are, it is not necessary if you are from Brazil, and if you're not in Brazil and the United States, that's fine. But we want a wider coverage of countries in these updates. So if you can give a 2-minute update on your home country, that would be wonderful. And also, again, I mentioned STAR membership. STAR membership is free and it will always remain free. So definitely go ahead and create your profile. General membership is always going to be free, but there is going to be premium membership for premium services, of course, and the institutional membership. Premium membership is $100 per year. Institutional member is $1,000 per year. We have institutions becoming members. So consider these options. Please check out our website. And always welcome to bring your friends and help them join our community of scholars and researchers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now you can see from this photo, this image here, we're coming up on the top of the hour and we try to stay within our 60-minute, although we'll stay as long as people want. But one of our annual traditions that we hope you'll stay for is a photo. And this year's photo is going to be virtual. So I believe Dr. Bista, who's the host of this event, can do something which is probably might be crazy, which is let everybody's video in at the same time. So is that possible? We've never tried this before, so we'll see how
I am checking the option how I can bring all of our attendees. Right now we have 53 who are listening us from different time zone. Meanwhile, please send your questions as well, so we can answer some of your questions. I see some of the responses in the chat room. If you use the Q&As, that will be helpful. Dr. Glass and any other panelists, please check if there are any questions. And then meanwhile, I'm working how to bring attendees to the the audiovisual mode, so we can take a group pictures.
Okay, I'm monitoring the
add anything this time now. Yes, if any of our panelists has anything to add, please go ahead, and this is the moment. Take a 10-second or 30-second.
Okay, I see a question just came through. I have to pause my screen to read it. Will the SIG send the slide presentation to all attendees? The answer is yes. We will send a copy of the presentation to all attendees in the next 24 hours so that you have a copy of the presentation. So thank you so much. We have another question. Can we report our SIG meeting news to CIES? I believe there are plans for that, and we will definitely report our updates and news to the larger CIES board.
I'd like to say something. In terms of proposals for next year's conference, CIES will, I think it's going to be held in Chicago. And one of the things about the proposals this year is that those who followed the directions of the prompt for the proposals did very well in the rankings. Those who did not follow the directions did not do well. So please, when you're preparing your proposals for next year, make sure you look at the prompt, make sure you look at all the subcomponents of the prompt and answer them directly and clearly. Then you'll have a much better chance of being selected to be part of the conference program next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for someone wrote in the question and answer. They appreciate the well-organized meeting. That would be to our chairs, Dr. Bista and Dr. Ravi as well, who've organized an excellent meeting today. So thank you so much for doing that, as well as all of our panelists who prepared each of their slides and were well prepared for a productive conversation. Thank you.
I am bringing all of our participants as a panelist. Probably you can see the same time. Please give me a second, and please go ahead and ask your questions, or if you want to say something, that would be great. And yes, I'm still promoting all of our participants into panelists, so we can see, we can hear.
You can put this on your CV. You were promoted to a panelist in today's meeting just because you stayed all the way through the end. So pretty good stuff. I think we have to do it one by one. We're about 2/3 of the way there. It's about 2/3 of the way there. So just getting the remaining third, because we're all by one. Wonderful to see everybody. Good to see everyone.
I have an idea.
Yes, please.
From my experience, I could be wrong, but the Zoom brings people up when you speak up. So if we stop sharing the slides and everybody say something at the same time, like 1, 2, 3, A, CIES, then I think most of us would appear on the screen.
Okay.
Can we try that?
Okay, let's try that.
I am stopping the share. Okay.
Okay.
And Dr. Bista, please go to the gallery view.
We don't have to speak. A gallery view will just bring everybody.
Yes, gallery view, and everybody has to speak.
Okay.
So,
all right, I promoted all of them to panelists. So yeah, I'm on you now. Yes.
Visible.
Okay, I'm on the gallery views now. Okay.
Banner that goes on at conferences.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. Yes,
Hello.
yes, we can see now all of you. That's amazing. Wow.
I think
That's
it is
good.
not
Hi,
in the
everyone.
gallery.
I like Stephanie's background. Cool background, Stephanie. I learned that from you on Twitter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hello.
25.
Okay. Hosting several sessions regularly.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Yes.
How
Wonderful.
wonderful. Oh my God.
Yes.
This is amazing community of scholars. I love it.
Did we get our screenshot?
Yes. Yes. Please. Feel free to take a screenshot.
Wait, I'm
And-
going to use my. Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Now we're all sharing.
Yeah, I think somebody shared their desktop.
I'm on someone's screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Can you do
So-
one more countdown? Another countdown for a screenshot?
Yeah, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Go CIES.
Go CIES.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Bista.
Thank you,
Thank you, Dr. Raby. Thank you, Dr. Glass. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
shouting.
Yes.
Everybody
Thank you.
active.
Thank you very much. I hope you
Wow.
all staying safe and taking recommendations and precautions suggested by health professionals. Make no mistake about it. This is a challenging time for our entire world, and our heart goes out to those who have lost their lives because of this invisible killer, and those who have contracted the virus, and those who are working hard every moment to keep us safe. So stay safe. Thank you. Thank you so much.
take
Take care,
care.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Stay informed. Keep safe.
Thank you.